Today we're going to try something a little bit different. I've got you guys actually sitting in the center console area. This is the gear shifter, of course, beside me, the steering wheel, and here's a bottle of the green nectar. Thought I would try something a little different since there's really no good place to mount a camera in here or a phone like I've had in my other Tacomas. Trying out different things. So I know this is a little bit different viewpoint for you guys. You're kind of looking up my nose. But we're going to give it a try. And I thought, this might be interesting anyway because you're actually in contact with really the backbone of the truck sitting in that center console area. So you can get a good idea of what the truck really sounds like. I think it's pretty much as close as I can get without strapping you guys to the exhaust pipe, which would be unpleasant for you, I would think, and me too. What we have here, it is a 2024 Toyota Tacoma. It's a TRD Sport. It's automatic. It is the short bed, which means it's a double cab four-door, right? So anyway, we're cruising, and I'm interested to hear when I play this back myself, what the ride quality is for you guys where you're at as well. I'm hoping that the smoothness of the truck will come through and that you'll be able to tell that in the video, in the camera, as well as the sound and all of the stuff that you feel when you're in contact with the seat, like I obviously am. Now, this is kind of the perspective in reverse, right, of what you would get if you were looking up from that center console area. So while we're doing this, let's give a little bit of an update on the Tacoma. I have to say I have not experienced any issues like a lot of the talking heads out there have brought up. I know there's been some valid ones. I'm not saying that they're wrong or they're making anything up, but I do think a lot of people, when they get this new truck, are really nitpicking. They're looking for anything to the nth degree. You know what I mean? Particularly, as I've mentioned before, content creators or YouTubers, because it makes for good video. Everybody wants to see the misery, right? Now, as far as things I don't like about this truck, speaking of the negative, there really isn't anything. But if I'm going to be picky, auto stop. The button's right over here. I've got it engaged so that auto stop doesn't kick in. I probably should have it on so you guys could maybe feel it through the center console area there of what happens when the truck starts and stops. But I hate it so much, I'm not going to do that. That's one thing that I really don't like. The biggest thing, I think. Secondly is the hat that's on the roof. Toyota extended the roof line of the truck. They, in essence, put a cap on top of the cab. That gives us about, you can see, I can fit my whole hand and I'm not touching. Gives you a ton more room as far as headspace goes, which I think really opens up a whole new client for this truck. I have said in the past, there was a railroad track, so we'll have to see how that came out in the video. But I have said in the past that this truck really, before, was not designed for anybody taller than about 6 foot or maybe 6'2". I've had people comment on the channel that they're 6'3", 6'5", 6'7" even. My God. And they fit in the Tacoma, and I'm like, I don't understand how that's possible. They must be sitting over there in the passenger seat, draping their legs across the driver's seat, reaching over and driving from there, because there is no way that somebody that is 6'5" or 6'7" is going to fit comfortably in this truck. I just don't see how it's possible. Either they're all legs or they're all waist up, but whatever they are, there was never enough room. So I don't know how it's possible. But now, given what Toyota has done with the extension in the cab, I think you could be, maybe 6'4", maybe 6'5". I still don't think you're going to fit real well in here at 6'7". I think for you probably need a full-size truck, maybe even a van with a really high roof line. Unfortunately for those folks, the world is designed for the average person of average height. And here in the U.S., that is 5 foot, I think, 7 or 8, maybe even 9. I don't know. It might be 5'9". I'm 5'9.5". So I actually exceed that standard by half an inch, just saying. But back to the Tacoma itself. That's really it. That stupid stop-start feature, I can't stand that. Toyota did make it a little more bearable in that you really have to be pushing on the brake before it engages. They even have an option now, I don't know why, but they have an option for standard or extended stop-start. I don't want it at all. I don't want standard or extended. And who would want extended? I don't know. I'm not exactly sure how it works, to be honest, but it's something that I really have no interest in ever exploring. Matter of fact, I'm going to look for one of those gadgets out there that you can plug in that eliminates start-stop. And what it does is it just remembers the last setting that you use. So if you push the button right there to turn it off, every time you get in from that point on with this gadget installed, it will remember, if you will, and use the off setting. That's what I'm thinking. Otherwise, truck has been spot on. Fit and finish, perfect. Paint-wise, I haven't gone over it with a fine-tooth comb yet, and I'll do that when I wash it. I am going to wash and wax the truck. I've kind of been procrastinating a little bit on that because I don't like washing and waxing anything. But I will do that because I want to protect the truck. And honestly, it's not just that I've been procrastinating. It's that I'm kind of waiting for the paint to cure a bit. There's a belief out there that you shouldn't wax any brand new truck. You should let the paint cure. I'm probably right about at that point now, so that's going to be coming up for me. This truck is garaged, so other than whatever elements hit it outside, and of course dust and pollen in the air, it's going to be pretty well protected. I've decided to swap out the Jeep for the new Tacoma and keep this truck inside. Otherwise, everything is spot on. There is one thing. This is my fault, I guess. When I was driving it home from the dealership, I was on the freeway, and I hate taking the freeways here. Not because I don't like freeways, but because I don't like stones. Unfortunately, the way the roads are here, the materials that are used, the high temperatures, there's always pebbles and things flying around. And sure enough, on the way home, a rock hit my windshield and put a little chip in it. It didn't web out or anything, and I was able to fix it. I did fix it myself with one of those little kits you can buy. I think it's the Rain-X windshield repair kit. I did fix it myself, and so far, everything has been fine. I really even have to look to find it, particularly when there's other junk on the windshield. So no lingering issues for that, at least at this point. Fuel economy, I'm going to mention that. Sorry, I had my hand in front of you. 17, just turned literally 18 miles per gallon. For me, in a Toyota Tacoma, I don't think I've ever been that high. And I am running in sport mode, by the way. There are different modes you can choose in this truck. I've kept it in sport mode almost ever since I've gotten it, so I would have expected the fuel economy to be worse. But 18 miles per gallon, it's like hypermiling for me. Anyway, leave a comment if you've seen the new truck, the new Tacoma, if you've driven it. What did you think of it? Be honest. I'd be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.